My name is Douglas Headings. I'm the founder of the Headings Property Group at Charles Rutenberg Realty, and I've been selling Manhattan real estate for 17 years. The neighborhoods that I focus on the most are uptown, typically the Upper West Side. I would say 75% of my business is on the Upper West Side. That's because I live on the Upper West Side with my wife and kids, and my offices are on the Upper West Side. It's really great because you're sandwiched between two parks. You have Central Park West, Riverside Park, the Hudson River Esplanade along the water. It's a great place to raise a family. My primary focus is integrity. I try to do everything in my daily business with integrity. I do that in my personal life as well, but I will talk people out of a transaction before I'll compromise my integrity, and I think that's unique in my industry. Prior to real estate, I was all over the place. I was in the Navy, I worked for the FBI, I moved to New York in 1989 and I was an actor and a bartender. Started selling real estate in 1992, and in the middle of that 17 years, I finished my degree in psychology and elementary education. I taught elementary school for 2 years. So the elementary school and psychology major in college has helped me a great deal in hand-holding when it comes to selling real estate. We're not talking about rocket science here, we're talking about selling homes. But a home is where people build their memories. It's where people spend most of their time, most of their free time. And I think it's really important to be sensitive to what people are looking for when they're looking for a home. What I would say I specialize in is working with sellers. 75% of my business is comprised of working on the sell side of the transaction, helping sellers market their property, negotiate their property, and get to the closing table and have a successful transaction. The other 25% working with buyers is really through referrals from friends, family, past clients, etc. The most rewarding part of the real estate business for me is attending a closing, sitting at the closing table, and after all of the tensions that can come up during the transaction process, seeing a seller and a buyer sit happily at a closing table and watch that property actually trade hands. That's probably the most satisfying part of the business. The oddest thing that ever happened to me in my 17 years was I had a couple who was going through a divorce, who had been together for 30 years, and just prior to the walkthrough, just prior to the closing, one of the partners went into the apartment and destroyed the apartment. They dug up the floors with a shovel. They destroyed all the walls, it looked like with a sledgehammer. The apartment was just demolished. Now, they were the seller, so the buyer obviously wanted some sort of financial concession for all of the damage, and having the knowledge that the buyer was going to be renovating the apartment, I was able to minimize the amount that they got at the closing for that damage. But it was a very bizarre situation. There's no other place like New York City, in my opinion, and I've traveled all over the world. I can't imagine living anywhere else.